Hey, YOLO Rules here, and welcome back to Professor Layton and the Unwound feature. So let's go ahead and continue from where we left off, which was this one. Our story so far. Okay, so we have different dialogue this time. Luke and Layton encounter Dr. Schrader at Green Hospital. The doctor reveals that he has been holding on to Layton's car in his absence. In the car, the pair finds another letter from the future Luke telling them where to meet him. Luke and Layton head out for the Gilded Seven Casino on Flatstone Street. Yep, and we were outside of it. I found a hidden puzzle in the fountain, so let's go ahead and through the door, but of course it's not that simple. Good evening, sir. Can I please see your membership card? What membership card? The Gilded Seven Casino is a haven for society's finest ladies and gentlemen to gather. We check membership cards upon entrance to ensure that less savory types are kept out. This is certainly the first I've heard of that policy. I don't suppose you'd be willing to make an exception for us. Your hat shows you to be a man of impeccable character. Now we just need to test your intellect. Okay, apparently the only person who doesn't recognize Professor Layton's hat and gets terrified by it. If you can solve this puzzle, I'll let you in without a card this once. This fellow seems awfully focused on your hat as well. Naturally, is there any greater proof of one's gentlemanly nature than a fine top hat? Yeah, hats are a theme in this game. Number 27, a game of cards, 30 picarots. This is a photograph of two gentlemen playing a game of cards. Everybody who sees this photograph points to the same thing and says something like, someone has no idea what he's doing. Circle the part of the photograph these people are referring to. Well, let me see what exactly I can circle first. Okay, so we can choose the bottle, which doesn't really seem that important. The one who seems to be playing with candy. That doesn't seem... though so is this person over here, so I don't know if that's really anything to point out. You can't really see what this person's looking at, so we don't really know. Though I was able to circle this for some reason. Okay, I can also circle this, too, for some reason. So let's rule out the things that I don't think it is. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's the lamp either. This chair over here doesn't really seem to be of importance to me, anyway. I don't think it's the guys who are actually playing cards. I could refer to the pile of cards already down. But I don't know if that's relevant either. Only have 30 hint coins to use. You know what? I'm gonna submit this person and see what happens.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Nope, that was wrong.
Well, if at first you don't
Don't be
succeed.
misled by unimportant details. I'm trying not to. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is unimportant as well. So everything I think is unimportant. So this is unimportant, this is unimportant, this is unimportant. This is verified as being unimportant. I don't see how the bottle, which was able to be circled, is relevant either. Maybe it is this guy? That's not it, I'm stumped.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Yep. Okay. That's the most obvious one.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle
important.
solved.
Correct. The numbers are usually printed on the top left and bottom right corners of playing cards. The gentleman wearing the orange hat is holding his cards in such a way that he cannot see what 3 of his cards actually are. Oh, okay. I don't play cards all that often, so I wouldn't have realized that. Expertly solved, sir. You certainly earned the right to join our exclusive facilities. Welcome to the Gilded 7. Thank you. Just look at these fountains and the floors. This place must have cost a fortune to build. Probably. I know you're excited, Luke, but do try to keep your voice down. Sorry, Professor. This place is just so impressive. I understand the feeling. It's also quite large. Finding your future self in here may prove a challenge. Or not.
So you're...
He's the future me?
It's good to finally meet you, Professor. Or rather, I suppose I should say it's nice to see you again. It's me, Luke Triton.
Well then.
Hello, Luke.
Hi, Professor. Oh, you're talking to him.
Yes.
This is going to take some getting used to.
I can't believe how small I used to be.
I'm not that small.
So tell me, why exactly did you go through such pains to bring us here?
I'll be happy to tell you in just a moment.
Okay.
But before that, I'd just like to verify that I'm dealing with the real Professor Layton here.
Wow, we have another puzzle already.
Who else would I be?
Allow me to explain. In my London, it's rare to find someone who doesn't know the name Herschel Layton.
But for the wrong reasons, it
In
seems?
fact, many imposters have come forth recently claiming to be him.
Why?
Are you saying you think the Professor is a fraud?
Professor, if you think back on our adventures together, you may recall a man named Don Paolo. As you know,
guessing it's
he
a
was a
reference to
master of
another
disguise.
Game?
How do I know the man before me now isn't Don Paolo in another of his costumes?
Now that's just rubbish, and you know it.
Is it now? He's tricked us before. Who's to say he couldn't do it again?
Okay, we've got a point.
Very well, I'll play along. How do you propose I prove my identity?
For a puzzle?
It's quite simple, really. Professor, I challenge you to a battle of wits!
Okay then. Someone's overly dramatic. What exactly do you have in mind? As a cautious man, I'm sure you have questions about my identity as well. Yeah. So that we may each prove our identities, I propose we demonstrate our respective intellects. I prepared a puzzle that can only be solved by someone as insightful as the professor. Should you find the solution, I'll give you a chance to present me with a similar challenge. If I am who I say I am, I should have no trouble solving whatever you throw my way, should I? Let's get started. Before us are 4 cards arranged according to a set of conditions. Here they are. First, a heart is next to a diamond. Okay. Second, a club is not next to a spade. Okay. Finally, a heart is directly to the right of a club. Using these 3 conditions, I challenge you to find the spade amongst these 4 cards. Find the spade. Okay, thank you for listing the conditions at the top of the screen. So let's see. And of course, I'm going to need the memo mode for this. So, a heart is next to a diamond. A club is not next to a spade. The heart is to the immediate right of a club. Okay. So, the heart is next to a diamond and is immediately to the right of a club. Which means that the heart cannot be on the edge. It has to be in the middle of 2 cards. So the heart has to be one of these 2 cards in the middle. So, let's say that the heart is here, immediately to the right of a club. I believe this is the club symbol, if I remember correctly. Heart is next to a diamond. That would have to be here, but that would put the spade here, so that doesn't work. So let's say that the heart is here, be to the right of a club, so the club would be here. That would put the diamond here, and that would put the spade over here as the 4th card. Because it just says the heart is next to a diamond, it doesn't say if it's to the right or left. So, yeah, final answer. This one. Okay. Game, are you okay? Please don't crash on me. Please. Okay, there we go. Yes, placing the spade there results in the correct answer. Impressive, Professor. It's not the first time the game has stalled like that. Nice. Thank you. Now, if I may present you with a puzzle of my own design, nothing would make me happier. Okay, it's the same card game. Good. I enjoyed the idea behind your puzzle, so if you don't mind, I'd like to do something similar. Here are the conditions for my 4 cards. A club sits directly to the right of a heart. A diamond is the far left or right card and has a heart next to it. Finally, a club is also the far left or right card. Using these conditions, I challenge you to find the spade. Okay, so I have to solve this one too. And I don't get the memo for this one. Of course I don't. So, the club sits directly to the right of a heart. The end card is of the far left or far right is a diamond and is next to a heart. The end card on the far left or far right is a club. Let's see. Let's say that the club is here. That would put the heart here. But that means the diamond can't be next to the heart, so that doesn't work. So let's say that the club can't be the far left card because the club sits to the right of the heart. I wonder, is choosing no answer an option? Because I don't think this has a solution. I don't think you can have the spade Well, hang on, let me think about it a little bit more. So the club sits directly to the right of a heart. And the club is the far left or right card. Oh, I just had to pick the continue button, I guess. You almost had me there, Professor, but as you know, this puzzle is flawed. It is unsolvable. That's what I thought. Is that so? Yes, I tried several solutions, but none worked given the conditions you set forth. Or is there a solution and we've overlooked something? Oh, really? Tell me, did I first state that the four cards on the table contained one card from each suit? No you didn't. So are you saying that there is no spade? That's what I thought. Precisely. This was a trick question, but it makes a pertinent point. In the puzzle you issued me, you failed to specify that the 4 cards included one from each suit. When you leave a loophole like that, it can make the puzzle unsolvable. This same omission can also open the door to alternate solutions. You intentionally presented me with a puzzle that, when examined closely, is actually incomplete. The real test you set out for me was seeing if I'd catch on, was it not?
It seems you're the genuine article, Professor.
I'm glad to see that I've finally convinced you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
To be honest, I was convinced from the beginning. But I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to pit myself against my mentor in a battle of wits.
Clever.
I'm flattered, I suppose.
Out with it already! Why did you call us here?
There are too many eyes on us here. There's a supply room in the back where we can talk. Follow me. Okay, future Luke solved. What does it say now? The young man calling himself Luke Triton turns out to be an older Luke from 10 years in the future. He wrote to his mentor and friend to request help. Talk with future Luke. But first I need to look for hint coins, because I always look for hint coins first before doing anything else, because hint coins are my life when playing this game. It's no good, these lockers are locked tight. Here's another. I don't think these have seen much use in here. Probably not. Ah, there's another. And I think I've clicked on everything. Without all the lights and music, it looks rather sad. Okay, Luke, what's up? Professor Layton, Luke, welcome to London of the future. Still not convinced. You met with Dr. Schrader, didn't you? What did you think after seeing him? I'm sure you noticed the toll that time has taken on the good doctor. Yes. Yes, that seemed to be the case. And what of fair London herself? You've walked around enough now to see how it's transformed. Can you imagine a 24-hour casino in this sleepy part of town 10 years ago? Everything's changed so much. What happened to the city? A genius appeared, an evil genius who turned the city on its ear. Oh, I know where this is going. Don Paulo took over the city, didn't he? Don Paulo? No, I'm talking about a truly brilliant man. Someone the three of us all know quite well. Well, if it's not Don Paulo, then who is it? What do you think, Professor? I'm not sure. I thought you'd say that. Who is it? I've got to know. His name is Herschel Layton. That evil genius is you, Professor. Is that why everybody's so scared of Professor Layton? What? I was afraid you'd say that. That can't possibly be right. I'm sad to say that there's no mistake here. They call him the Devil in the Top Hat, and he rules London from the shadows. This is common knowledge to everyone in London. So, how did we turn evil? Solved. Scared people. The city of future London is under the control of an evil Layton, who is using the family to enforce his authority. The sight of the professor, who looks the same as his future self, is enough to spark fear in the townspeople. Tell me more, Luke. More? I don't know any more than you do, Professor. Not talking to you, young Luke. No, I'm referring to the other Luke. Goodness, this is getting rather complicated, isn't it? Tell me, Luke, how did I rise to rule all of London? Where to begin? Here, Professor, surely you remember this. What is that? Other than a newspaper, of course. Of course, this is an article about the accident that happened just the other day. Oh, okay. The destroyed time machine didn't really look like that, but okay. Yes, to you two, I suppose it was just the other day. However, here it's been a full 10 years since that fateful day. Well, it was a dark period for London. You see, the Prime Minister vanished, leaving Parliament in utter chaos. Yeah, everyone in Parliament is in a state of panic. In our time, I mean. Professor, you yourself witnessed the accident that changed London forever. The demonstration was a total failure. Yes, both the Prime Minister and that scientist. You mean Dr. Stangun? Yes, that's right. Several people, including those two, disappeared in the blast. It seems likely the force of the explosion killed them. Didn't the paper say that a few of Dr. Stangun's assistants vanished in the blast as well? That's the story in the papers, but what would you say if I told you Stangun was still alive? I'd say it's impossible. Well, then you'd be wrong. Stangun escaped the blast, but he decided to go into hiding to avoid fallout from the experiment. Really? Because he kind of just stood there and was engulfed in smoke, from what I remember, but go on. Well, the man was responsible for the loss of our national leader. Yeah, true. He did blow up the Prime Minister. Desperate for a place to lay low, the doctor was given shelter from an unlikely person, you, Professor. Me? Why would I aid a man responsible for this pandemic? Pandemonium, I think is what it actually said. My question exactly. That's a scary image. In the months that followed the explosion, you slowly grew distant from me. Before long, you began fraternizing with key figures of the criminal underworld. The Professor? Never! Don't be so sure. Time has a way of changing people, Luke. It was clear that something about Stangun's research captivated you, Professor. You couldn't stop talking about time travel. You seemed possessed by the idea of changing the past. Changing the past? Dr. Stangun was very interested in continuing his research, but he needed financial backing to do it. So you used your superior intellect to assume control of London's underworld. No way. Of course, there were those who tried to stop you, but no one was a match for your smarts. Before long, you were raking in the pounds from all sorts of dirty business. With all the funding he needed, it wasn't long before Stangun completed his work. Completed it, you say? That's right, he built the time machine in the Midland Road clock shop. Right. Though I suppose completed is an odd choice of words, as the machine is far from complete. How so? It doesn't allow users to select their destination, nor where they will reappear in the flow of time. It simply opens a hole of sorts in between two areas of time. You mean a wormhole? Precisely, and by sheer chance, the machine opened a wormhole in the clock shop that spans the 10 years between our two times. This gives us the ability to move back and forth between your present and mine. So you used the wormhole to get the message to us and to bring us here. But one thing is bothering me. The wormhole was obviously very important to my future self. Surely the Layton of this era must keep a close eye on the place. How did you gain access to it? I'll get to that, but right now there's more pressing business I'd like to attend to. Go on then, tell us why you called us here. Always one step ahead of me. You haven't lost your touch, Professor. I wish to enlist your help in stopping the future Herschel Layton. You want me to stop myself. Even as we speak, future Layton is racing to complete a fully operational time machine. He's been ducking back into the past to gather every bright scientist working in time travel. Okay, that explains the paper about all the scientists disappearing. But why bother going back through time to find scientists? There must be plenty here. Actually, many of the experts in the field were lost when Stan Gun's demonstration went awry. Therefore, Layton had no choice but to travel back to before the blast in order to gather talent. Things are bad already. But if Layton manages to build a working time machine, there's no telling what could happen. Someone has to stop him from completing his scheme, but the only person up to the challenge is me. That is what you were going to say, isn't it? Exactly, we have to fight fire with fire. No one else stands a chance against him. But how? I'm unfamiliar with my current surroundings, and I have no clue where to find the man. That's one obstacle we'll have to overcome together. Layton's actions are shrouded in secrecy. But his base of operations is well known. We can start our search for him there. You mean this casino isn't the future professor's headquarters? No, this facility is just one of the ways he makes money. His actual headquarters is in the heart of Chinatown. Okay. Let's visit the place and see if we can't learn something more. Just so you know, Luke, there's still quite a bit I find dubious about this situation. Much is still unclear, but the only way to get to the bottom of this is to meet the man claiming to be me. Somehow I figured my brief explanation wouldn't be enough to convince you, Professor. Don't forget me, I'm coming too. Of course you are. If I can't count on myself for help, who can I count on? Thinking about what you just said makes my head feel kind of dizzy. Well, I hope you get used to it soon. I'm going to need your help getting to the bottom of all this. Oh yes, and there's one more interesting fact you should know about Professor. Yes? There's no record of a scientist matching Dr. Stan Gun's name and description. The name's a fake. Really now? Whoever he was, he made an effort to hide his real identity from the people at his demonstration. Now that you mention it, few people at the demonstration seem to know the man. What would motivate Stan Gun to use a false name? Just what was he planning? Another interesting question we'll hopefully answer along the way. It doesn't make any sense. What are you thinking, Professor? We can talk more as we go. For now, we need to head back to Flatstone Street. Future Layton, Dr. Stan Gun. And the strange letter is solved and the family is solved. Grown-up Luke used a time machine to send the letter back 10 years in time. In the letter, this Luke requests the professor's help in rescuing future London from chaos. These shady characters are members of a gang called the Family that's led by the future Professor Layton. The future Herschel Layton is a crime lord who terrorizes London with his gang of thugs. Known and feared by Londoners as the Devil in the Top Hat, how could this model English gentleman have turned into such a monster? Dr. Stan Gun is the scientist who unveiled the time machine, but no records exist of a scientist by that name. He must be using an alias to hide his real identity. So, who is he? Well, hopefully we'll find that out in the next episode. I'm going to end this one here. If you guys enjoyed it, give this video a like. Also be sure to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter, as well as support my Patreon. All 3 links will be in the description below. And subscribe for more. And if you are subscribed or a new subscriber right now, be sure to hit that bell icon so you get notified when I upload videos. This is Viola Rules, signing off. Talk to you later.